I'm doing excellent today. I mean, yeah,
There's no
it's
stream audio.
really interesting to see these drivers taking on like a super speedway for what, like third
There's
round,
nobody
like
can hear
3
y'all.
races. Um, but like, yeah,
No
like,
one can hear you.
what, wait, hold on, you can't hear me? Oh, all right, I'm sorry. Sorry for the technical difficulty, folks. But yeah, it's great to see these drivers tackle like a completely like fictional super speedway like this. Yeah, it's gonna be a completely new experience, and yeah, like I'm excited to get right into the action here.
Yeah, absolutely. As I think we lost me for a second there, but we should be good now. And as I was saying, Bubble in the points lead after the dominant win at Las Vegas. Anthony is in second after 2 consistent finishes, and your race one winner Carter returns here as we get treated to a second super speedway here in the first 3 races, getting ready to go green here. It's going to be 80 laps here to Scambia Super Speedway. And yeah, I believe we are getting about ready to see the green flag here pretty soon with Bubble on pole. And I believe that is Cut on his outside. Yeah, Cut starts in second. So Bubble, importantly, extends his championship lead by 2 more points, starting on the pole. He set a quick qualifying time. And he's already setting the benchmark for today.
Yeah, so obviously you guys weren't here for qualifying, but we actually had like a pretty interesting qualifying session to say the least. Yeah, your pole sitter Bubble, he outpaced the field and got pole position by almost like a whole tenth of a second. And if you think about this, like, might not sound like much right now, but like you're forgetting this is like a super speedway. Like qualifying's supposed to be close, but like Bubble, like I don't know what he found, but like he found something that just like gave him that boost he needed to like get pole position. And also, we had a crash in qualifying. We actually had one guy who did not qualify for the race. That was Dim, who suffered a crash in qualifying. I think on his outlap, and yeah, because of Bubbles Cup Series rules, he unfortunately cannot race today. So yeah, it's the only car who did not qualify for the race. But yeah, we still got a strong field of 13 cars here. So
Yeah,
surely we're in for something exciting.
that's really unfortunate because Dim is one of the best super speedway racers, in the league. I want to ask you, since we're mentioning that, and we're kind of just holding here for right now. Um, what do you think? Who do you think is going to be your pick to win?
We have 5 seconds left for green flag, but
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, here we go. Countdown from 5. Green flag's in the air. We are underway here at Escambia Speedway, and someone despawned, and there's already chaos. Axe spinning around, Bubble around, chaos heading into turn number 1.
Damage for Bubble already. Caution is flying. Caution is out. Bubble has damage. I believe we've got a race back going on up at the front of the field. Everyone's wrecking. It's so hard to tell who is going.
Almost everyone has damage. Beast involved. The 96 of Brown also involved.
I see Kimmy respawning a car. I think Corey had to respawn. Axe, obviously. Beast, as you mentioned. Bubble had damage.
I think Sean is in the lead on the race back right now, but yeah, I just saw someone just like jump out of their car and like they just like hit every other person's car, and then like it was just like domino effect from there. Everyone just wrecked. And as for what happened up front, like whoever that was up front just like dumped Bubble, like just flat out. Like
I think it was Ford who jumped out of his car. I saw him, Cut and Ford both get parked right away. So whatever happened there, we saw it with Ford. He jumped out of his car right away. I think that's obvious. We missed what happened with Cut. Perhaps because of the incident with Bubble. Perhaps Cut was the one that got into Bubble there on the start.
yeah, you just like turned down on him. Like I'm not sure if you can pull up a replay on the broadcast here, but like yeah, he just like came down on Bubble's quarter panel and he just like spun. And anyways, we're getting word from race control. No one's damage will count So, yeah, these drivers are allowed to get one extra respawn without any sort of penalty here. But yeah, that had to be like the most like chaotic start to a race I've ever seen in my like 5+ years of pro racing.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I don't know if I've got anybody else's view of that. Otherwise, we would put up a replay. The stream didn't really see a ton, but if anyone can get a clip, I can always show that. Looks like there's probably some conversation going out between Cut and Bubble right now in the racer chat.
Yeah, we're gonna try to see like get a little more clarity on this. Yeah, cutting forward, obviously both parked from the race.
We're watching Bubble
Yeah,
Bubble come back right now. But he was stopped for a long time because he was talking back with Cut. He may have a clip. We might be able to get Bubble's view here. As there is a red flag. I don't know if that's indication of perhaps a an official protest or not, or if it's just indicating that we're doing a restart.
take a look here. Yeah, pinging the live event. I think. Oh wait, hold on. Oh. Yeah. Anyways, we're trying to get a replay of this here, folks. Yeah. So far, not much luck. Trying to get like maybe like a driver's perspective here.
Oh, we may have a view here. Here we go. Here's the view from Bubble. As we get going, looking back from Bubble, as Ford does jump out of his car, and then watching here. And it looks like they definitely came together right there. I think it was Cut just kind of turning into the corner a bit early, maybe trying to squeeze or something. Bubble obviously looking behind him. Bubbles, that's kind of tricky for me because Bubbles not looking at where the corner is. Bubbles looking behind him, so it's kind of back and forth. It's kind of tough. I don't know if that's a park though. I don't think that's a park.
Yeah, like without like that like context you stated, um, like you'd probably see that as intentional, but like now that you said that, like, yeah, this is going to be like really debated because like chances were like, I mean, we just saw in the replay, Bubble wasn't like he didn't like have his camera pointed into the corner, so like obviously he was not turning in. So yeah, it's going to be a long day for race control here.
We'll like to mention that Race Control is also the driver of the 48 car, so. Looks like Ford is also trying to converse here with Bubble, trying to get the opportunity to get back into the race.
Yeah, as for Ford, like, I mean, as someone who's like raced in like multiple NASCAR leagues on Roblox before, like, I kind of get what happens. Sometimes, like, you just like let your like thumb like rest on the space bar while you're driving, and sometimes it just like goes too far down, and you just like jump out of your car on accident. Um, but I mean, yeah, it definitely looked like an accident, but like, we're not really sure if that's like an actual like violation of the rules here. So
Well, it looks like Race Control
yeah.
has said that it's going to stay the way it is. So, unfortunate for Cut and Ford. I'm kind of on their side on this one, but we're going to get going here.
Yeah, looks like the mess has finally been cleaned up. Looks like we're ready to go back racing here at Escambia. Just waiting for confirmation from race control. Yeah, I think they're still going at it in the racer chat. In our Discord here, there's a driver only chat. But anyways, race control is finally put the green flag back out, and we are underway for real this time as Sean stalls on that start here as we thunder into turn 1 for the first actual time in this race.
And it's much cleaner this time as Bubble is leading on the bottom. You see that bottom lane surges in the corners. Behind him, that's Carter and then Brown. And I think Corey Wilson and Bubble both drop into the back here. Interesting decision by them as Corey runs into the back of Bubble while they're slowing down, because you can be at the back and try to avoid like chaos. But there is bonus points for leading the most laps. And over the course of a championship, that's a lot of bonus points. So as we're coming out of the final corner on the bottom, it's looking like Carter has got the lead right now, coming around to complete lap 1.
Yeah, Carter and Brown working in tandem here on this first lap, as is Anthony and Axe. Yeah, really interesting strategy by Bubble, and I think that was Corey. Yeah, Bubble and Corey like draw him to the back. I mean, obviously that's nothing new. We saw the same thing at Daytona a few weeks ago, where a couple guys dropped to the back early on in the race to avoid some of the chaos. But so far, like for super speedway especially, like this field is like really like strung out on these opening laps.
Yeah, and that's the kind of racing we've seen on Escambia, because it's so wide. There's so much space to go. And the outside lane is strong, but the inside pulls so much in the corners that it takes a couple laps to build up that run. And Axe and Anthony are a little bit disconnected right now. That's gonna let Carter and Brown kind of surge ahead a little bit and feel pretty safe up in the lead right now.
Yeah, Carter and Brown have like quite a huge margin on everyone else behind them. And I'm not trying to compare this track, but like I'm getting a feeling that like this is basically like a glorified like Coca-Cola Super Speedway from NR 2003.
It's pretty reminiscent. It looks like a lot of the pack is running the top. Some of them are coming down to the bottom. I think that was Bubble, and I think Anthony coming down on the bottom here into 3. But most of the pack is training around the top right now.
Bubble and Anthony coming down to the inside here, as is Beast, but Beast doesn't quite have that drafting help. As it looks like Kimmy and Sean are finally coming down to the inside. Everyone except Axe, and now Bubble is jumping up to the outside here as we enter turn 1.
Yeah, Kimmy comes back up as well. He wants to get that outside lane draft as Axe goes down. You can see you can really move around this track and choose your lanes because it's so wide. I mean, you can run anywhere on the track. They could probably fit 12 cars side by side if they really tried.
Yeah, everyone had like a hard time like choosing like which one they want to go on, but yeah, so far it seems like the inside line is like the optimal way around this racetrack, because like, I mean, sure, you have like that momentum advantage on the outside, but because like the turns are like so long and like so wide, like it's hard to like actually like get that run on the outside.
Oh, here comes a move for the lead. Perhaps a switch there between Carter and Brown. As Brown, a little swap there, pretty common from when we see 2-car tandems. And I don't think this package was designed for it, but we're seeing it out in front. You know, these two are just wrapping the bottom. They're holding the lead. Is now Brown's turn to lead the 2-car tandem. As there's a crashing going on, that was Beast in the outside wall.
On the back straightaway.
He needs to get that car turned because I think we're gonna keep it green.
Yeah, it's taking a real long time to turn that car, but by the looks of it, I don't think he has any like visual damage. But yeah, it's taking him a long time to turn that car around. But anyways, put our focus back up front here. Brown and Carter are still running in tandem. as Corey Wilson gets hung out to dry on the inside. Axe coming down.
Oh, as that's
No,
Corey Wilson
Corey,
sliding.
smoke, spinning
Oh, and he
around.
gets rear end damage,
Inside
and that's a
wall.
caution out. He's still
Yeah.
sliding around. We're gonna get a race back further up front. Let's keep an eye between. Yep, there's a move going on right here for the lead. Carter going to the outside of Brown. He can't quite get alongside. He's got some help from Axe, and Bubble is helping Anthony. So 5 cars have closed up a pretty good bit here on this race back. Oh, Bubble, they all bumper lock. Bubble's gonna get to the inside of everybody. But Carter's back clear.
Yeah, Carter comes back down the block though. It's gonna be real close. Bubble threads the needle between Carter and Axe. Looks like it's not gonna be enough as Brown's gonna stay out in front and win this race back. But as for Corey, huge damage on that number 5 Kellogg Chevrolet. Looks like he's going to get one more respawn, and then after that, if he wrecks it, then he's out of the race.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. You don't want to wreck early, because if that happens, then just every lap after that, you're nervous. You're going to get another wreck, and then you're out of the race. So you really got to save that reset. You know, if you don't want to crash, but if you're going to crash, you don't want it to happen early, because then you're just, nervous the whole rest of the race.
Yeah, so maybe it might be a time for a little switch up in strategy from Corey Wilson. Just try to stay out of trouble and hopefully just make it to the end on your final car. But yeah, like you said, there's also like that mistake effect. Like same thing for like real life drivers where like, for example, you lock up your tires, you're going to lock them up again and again until like they completely wear out. Like you're just going like that tension, like that internal tension, thinking like there's going to be a wreck. It's just going to keep building up until you wreck again, and ultimately you're out of the race.
Yeah, we just showed a replay on stream. It looks like Corey Wilson got into it with Ryder there for a minute. And I think Ryder was just going to the outside, and Corey Wilson thought he was clear up and came up, and that's where the contact happened. So Corey Wilson will be on his final car, and up front, it's going to be Brown with the lead. And it's been kind of a stop-start, beginning to this race. As we get going green again, that inside lane has a terrible restart. Almost all of them get past. Corey Wilson has immediately made up 4 or 5 spots with that.
Yeah,
Axe
looks like
is cleared down.
on the start there, and he just dragged everyone else down with him. But anyways, as we come off turn number 2 now, Axe now controlled the inside, but not for long as Brown makes a very bold move there on the inside. As Bubble has a huge run right on the outside. He'll try to run Axe up to the wall here as it comes to turn number 3 now. But still, looks like the inside is going to have that advantage.
Yeah, and you do get a big run off the top line, but there's so much help on the bottom. I just don't see how this is going to work for Bubble. You see him trying to side draft and get close, but he has no help up there. He's going to go to the back. Axe is going to help him, but it's not ideal for Bubble. As Brown leads another lap. That's 7 laps completed. Almost a 10th of the way through this race.
Yeah, looks like the strategy is going to be freight train on the inside here. But if someone were to make a move as, oh, we got trouble, Ryder in the grass, hard on the brakes,
oh, he's coming back up and hits Axe, but he jumped out. Oh, Axe saves it. Axe is going to keep going. He's staying in it. He's probably still in the draft. That's a great save from Axe, but I saw Ryder, I think, jump out of his car. And I'm not sure what the rule is on that. I thought you weren't allowed to jump out of your car if you were crashing here, but we will see what race control says. For now, we keep it green, and out front it is still Brown Moons, although he's now in the middle lane. Anthony on the inside. It's still Brown and Carter stuck together in that middle line.
An update on Axel here. Yeah, Axe is still in the game, but oh wait, no, I'm sorry, Ryder. My apologies. Yeah, Axe is still in the race. Like once again, incredible save by him. But as for Ryder, he's still in the game, but like we're not really sure where he is on the racetrack. We're not going sure if race control is going to let him merge into the lead pack after that little like scuffle with Axe, but yeah, he's still in the game, but like we have no clue like what he's doing right now.
Yeah, we're starting to see some more movement up front. We're starting to see cars run the inside in the corners, maybe come up to block that high side run as it comes, and it's getting much more packed up. There's some contact further back between Bubble and Carter. A little more contact right there. Carter slots in behind Bubble as Beast is leading this outside lane, and they're going to get a huge run off of 2.
Anthony Anderson, I don't know what happened. He hit like a bump in the racetrack, and he just went all the way up to the outside. Like, fortunately, he's able to keep it straight, but yeah, that was a really close call there from Anthony Anderson. As making a little contact back there between NASCAR and Bubble. I also think Corey got a piece of that too, as Corey jumps to the inside now. In second place, looking to take that lead. As they're going 3 wide in the back. Carter's going to let Bubble in.
Yeah, Bubble's giving a huge push to Corey Wilson. That's going to give that inside lane a ton of momentum. When a car goes from the outside and pushes the inside, that gives the inside a ton of momentum. But Bubble is now clear of the outside lane. He has become the leader of where that big run is going to come from. That puts that 48 car in a great spot to lead some laps if he can get past Anthony.
And yeah, that's a really interesting strategy. Like seeing like the momentum from the top come down and push someone from the bottom. The question is like, is the outside strong enough to like actually like keep up with like the inside and like give the inside cars like that push?
See here, you see how much ground they lose in the corners though. They're all the way back to the back of the pack as Anthony leads once again. Oh, and there's Kimmy spinning. Kimmy sliding on the front straightaway. That was so weird. They were just going straight. Now Kimmy slid, and he's got to get that car turned around. It's taking so long. He's going to be out of the draft. He's going to keep it going, but he's got to hope for a caution here if he's going to be back in this race.
Yeah, very weird sights from Kimmy there. Also saw a similar thing with Ryder. I'm not quite sure if it's like connectivity issues or anything, but we'll get confirmation on that later as Beast makes a jump to the outside. Carter and Brown following suit. As looks like Sean is also going to come up to the outside here, but they're all going to fall back down to the inside. They not right to make that move just yet.
I want to bring your attention to something. I was riding on board with Corey Wilson here in the second place car. He, like the car behind of Nas, the 16, he caught up a lot on the straightaway. I think Corey Wilson is lifting, perhaps saving some fuel early in this race as Sean gets spun. That's discharge.
Oscar number 2, Sean's around.
Front end damage. That looks like he might have cleared himself on Bubble. And we've got a race back here as Bubbles go to the outside of Corey Wilson for second.
Yeah, Bubble pinching Corey down to the inside yellow line. Loses a lot of momentum coming into this corner here as Anthony Anderson down the front straightaway. Looks like it's not going to be enough for Corey Wilson as Anthony Anderson wins this race back.
And that's really a good opportunity for Kimmy and Ryder. They're both going to be back up into the pack. As you see word from race control, it is going to be the last car for discharge. We're going to try to get a replay for you here as soon as we possibly can. Let's see here. Yeah, looking back here, looks like discharge running just a little bit up. And Bubble's kind of on the apron. I mean, Bubble kind of hooks him here. I'm not going to lie. That is on Bubble. He kind of hooks discharge. Discharge was not a full lane up. I think that should... I wish I could say race control should look at that because that was, in fact, Bubble's fault, but Bubble is race control.
We're just gonna have to wait and see here.
Yeah, I think we're just going to get lined back up. Probably nothing will come of it. But Bubble's sitting in the back here. Maybe he did feel like it was on him, so he's starting in the back. Hard to say.
Yeah, no warning or anything. It looks like the least he's going to do is like put himself to the rear of the field here.
But again, this caution has been life-saving for the likes of Kimmy and for Ryder. So we've got a full 11 cars back up in the pack now. 2 of these drivers are on their last car that's discharging Corey. And then the rest of these guys are have 1 reset remaining.
I'm not sure if it's too early to start talking about this, but you gotta remember, there's also fuel in these super speedway cars. Not quite sure what the window is. Hopefully we can get confirmation on that, but yeah, fuel's also going to play a factor here today.
Yeah, for sure. Same here. I mean, I was kind of starting to bring it up here right before that caution came out for Bubble and Discharge coming together. It seemed to me like Corey Wilson might have been saving a little bit there in second place, second in line, lifting on the straightaways as we're back green here. Anthony with a good restart on the bottom. But I think there was some saving going on there on that front straightaway right before the caution came out.
Yeah, as everyone jumps up to the outside now. Looks like Brown's going to come down to the inside as Anthony Anderson trying to block NASCAR boy and that number 16 National Guard Ford. As NASCAR boy looks to the inside now. Anthony's going to come down to block that as Corey Wilson, Sean, and Bubble have a huge run on the outside. As Corey jumps to the middle, making it 3 wide there, coming through 3 and 4.
Anthony's still holding on to that lead out in front right now, on board with the 09 machine. Right now, he's got the most laps led, so that is good for him. He sits second in the championship. If he can get those bonus points, that is big for trying to close the gap to Bubble. As he gets shoved up the track and out of position, he's going to get trained here by a line of cars led by Nass in the 16.
Yeah, Anthony Anderson gets hung out to dry, drops all the way back to 6th place here. And I'm not sure if you saw.
I hear some spinning further back. Looking for it. It's Axe in the 43.
Axe spinning around.
Car that had a great save
like
before. He's going to lose the draft right here. He's going to get it back going, I think, but it looks like he's going to lose the draft.
Yeah, he's able to keep it somewhat rolling here, but and also has no damage to that number 43. But yeah, he's going to lose that draft.
As it is still NASCAR boy 90 in the 16 machine out in front. Carter in second. And I've seen that 36 car lift off just a little bit on the corner entry. I'm wondering if there's some fuel saving starting to happen.
And you also got to remember, like, caution could change everything. And, oh, NASCAR gets a little loose there on the inside. I think him and Corey locked bumpers there for a second, but
I think
yeah,
it may.
NASCAR's able to get straight and remain the race lead.
I think it's because Carter went up in the high line, kind of getting out of there for a minute. He bangs off the outside wall. Brown is going to go up with him. So Brown and Carter, strong duo we've seen early. I believe they've both led 4 laps respectively. They're going to keep stay together, keep working together here as Ness leads another lap. They're going to try to get that outside lane going here. It's pretty tough to do it without a lot of help, but I think it is possible.
They're now 1/5 of the way through the race. as NASCAR still hanging tough in the race lead. As looks like they're trying to get something working here on the inside, as they are. But Bubble is just like a wolf on that outside. But now he comes back down, and looks like a little too much momentum for Kimi there, as Kimi is going to drop to the back. And you can see, like, Bubble coming off the outside and then coming to the inside, giving that huge push we talked about that earlier. As, Ryder just drives up to the outside wall for whatever reason.
Oh, Corey popped up in the air. He keeps it going. They recover. They're sliding.
No, Anthony
They're
Anderson,
spinning.
Sean.
Oh, there's a lot of cars caught up. Oh, and a huge hit for Ryder on the outside wall. Anthony's going to get damaged. Lots of cars around here.
And the caution is out.
And I think we're going to get a race back right here. It's still Nass out in front, but lots of cars involved. We're going to have to get a list because that was dramatic.
Yeah, folks back here, it looks like Brown got away scot-free, as did Sean, but not sure about the rest of everyone. Oh, Alex also got away scot-free.
We know for sure Ryder and Anthony had damage. I think Sean might have as well.
End. Yeah, Anthony Anderson, no damage. Looks like.
Well, they've already respawned as Corey now has damage. What happened with Corey Wilson right there?
Huh.
If that's real damage, he's out. Yeah, he's out. Corey Wilson is out of the race. He's going to be credited with P11. And that is terrible for his race because it's over.
Yeah, it's weird. That damage, like, pretty much came out of nowhere. I'm wondering if we can get, like, a replay on that. But as we announced from Race Control, Ryder is on his final car now after that little scuffle there. But yeah, Corey out of the race. Yeah, let's see. I'll try to get a replay on this.
Yeah, same here. I'm going to go back. We were on board with Ryder. He was one of the cars that got damaged. So we got a pretty good view of what was happening. You see Corey Wilson pops up in the air, and he comes back up. There's contact between Beast and Anthony and Discharge. Yeah, Discharge I think Discharge definitely did get damaged there. Anthony then gets damaged. Yeah, so it looks like Anthony, Ryder, and Discharge. It's tough to see there if Discharge had damage or not. Might try to get another view of that as the 17 car went past.
I only saw, I'm not sure if I was too late, but I only saw like one car of damage on the race back, and that was Ryder.
Yeah, well, Anthony respawned his car right away. Anthony for sure had damage. So I don't see any damage from Discharge, though. So I believe Discharge is going to... Discharge is fine.
Yeah, as we see the announcement from Race Control, Anthony did not, in fact, get away scot-free. He's going to be on his last car as well.
Yeah, so Discharge escapes without any damage, and then it is Anthony and Ryder who are on their last car. Corey Wilson out. And Nass with the lead. So we have down to 10 cars here remaining in this race. Hopefully we can keep most of those as we close in on really getting into this race.
And here we go. Green flag back out here at Escambia Speedway. And Beast already dropped to the back. He's been following that strategy pretty much all day, just trying to stay out of trouble. As NASCAR boy and Carter trying to get away here on the inside, working in the two-car tandem. As Bubble leads them on the outside, now jumping down to the inside, trying to catch a little draft from Brown.
I gotta tell you, I'm riding on board with Carter right now. There is massive fuel saving. He was barely on the throttle the entire back straightaway. So big fuel save going on here for the driver of the 36. He's gonna try to pull out some strategy masterclasses. There's contact in 3 and 4 with Nass. He almost lost it, almost spun the leader around the same way that we saw Bubble get into Sean as Ryder sliding. He's on his last car. He was just the cause of that last caution. He's gonna keep it going here.
Not quite sure why he like self-spun there, but yeah, he's out of the draft and out of contention for now.
And I think some of this, Tony, is gonna be because they're all lifting. All of these drivers are lifting on the straightaways, jumbling up because they're all trying to save. As Anthony, he hit the inside wall. He's gonna do a 360 and keep going and stay in the draft. But I can't believe he hit the inside wall and didn't get damage. He gets to stay in this race.
Anthony Anderson just got real lucky right there. No damage on that number 09 McCoskey Dodge. As take our focus back up front here. NASCAR still leading this. Getting pushed out from Bubble as Bubble getting a little squirrely.
Oh, Anthony's coming into the pits. Anthony in the 09 machine coming back to the pit lane on the entry. Ryder's going to follow him in.
Ryder.
That's interesting to see with the pit stops. It looks like it was clean in for Anthony. I want to see how long that pit stop is. Ryder is not getting in the pits well at all. Ryder's going to be way behind. Anthony's going to have no help. But it makes you wonder, how soon are these drivers going to be pitting?
You can see here, Anthony is slowing down for Ryder. I think it's strategical here so they can work together in that draft and hopefully pitch back up to lead pack here. But yeah, I'm sure we're going to see some more guys pitting here soon. As Sean Hopp's coming out of turn number 4. Has to be like some sort of imperfection in the track that is causing like so many cars to pop up into the air.
This Bubble leads his first lap of the day. Here comes Brown on the inside. Brown was saving fuel down the front straightaway, and then he gets to the inside. So we're side by side for the lead right now. The 96 Cars machine goes through on the bottom.
You take a look at like any driver's telemetry now. Like you can see them like lifting off the throttle. Like everyone is in like fuel saving mode right now.
Yeah, huge lift there for Brown. They kind of started to expect this from the Bubbles Cup Super Speedway Racing. It's all about saving fuel, having that shorter fuel time in the pit stops. As Bubble retakes the lead here again, it's Nass in second. Kimmy's made his way up to third. Brown's going to file further back here. He actually is tapping the brake to get in line in fourth. Bubble leads as we start lap 23.
Got one guy coming down pit road. That is Carter in the number 36 Intel Chevrolet. Looks like it will be a routine stop for that number 36 team. 4 Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco fuel. But no one came down pit road with him. So, like, once he comes out of the pits, like, he's going to have 0 drafting help.
I wonder if there's a problem with getting in the pits. Like, Carter was not able to get into the pits himself. He's going to barely be out ahead of Anthony and Ryder. You see those 2 cars behind him. Well, he's got a pretty good gap on him, but they may be in the draft of Carter. As let's watch the rest of this pack. Do we see anyone else coming to the pits this time? No, not quite. They're still saving just a little bit of fuel.
So, based on the fuel saving going on right now, I think like we can imply that like this may be a
right now it looked like a 3-stop.
Race?
Yeah, they would have to make it to, I want to say like lap 27, 28.
Yeah, 27, 28-ish.
If you want to make it on a 2-stop.
But that's assuming like this goes caution free for the rest of the race. So like anything can change at any time.
Yeah, if they can make it to lap 27, I believe they can make it on 2 stops. So there's lots of games being played here with the fuel. Coming back down the front straightaway again. I believe again where everyone's staying out for right now. They don't have to make it much longer if they can. You know, those other drivers who have already pit, Carter, Anthony, Ryder, they could be in trouble. But then again, if a caution comes out, they will have an advantage with a shorter pit stop time.
Yeah, as they come off turn number 2 now, we can still see many of these guys fuel saving here on the back straightaway. Yeah, you can see NASCAR Boy lifting out the throttle there, pretty much holding up everyone behind him except Bubble. as come through 3 and 4 now. Are we going to see anyone come down pit road here?
Oh, it looks like
Oh,
Bubble.
looks like
Bubble's gonna
Bubble
slide.
losing it.
Bubble's
Oh!
losing it on the pit entry.
Sliding into it.
He's gonna lock it down. He's going to the pits. That was a pretty stylish entry into the pits. Bubble has to call it in here on lap 25, coming to lap 26. And let's see how his pit is going here.
Yeah, he almost took out the whole field there.
Yeah, he pulled down on the apron early, started losing it, lost the car on the apron. There's no grip down there. And Bubble with the same problem. He's not able to get any pit stops. There he goes. Now he's able to get it, I believe. But, yeah, a big problem for these cars, not able to get in their pit stall even. Let's see where Bubble comes out relative to Carter. He's just ahead of Carter. But Carter will be in the draft and be able to catch back up to Bubble. So it's looking like the strategy might work out for them. Is anyone else coming to the pits this time? No. We're going to start lap 27, and that's huge for these cars because I believe they can make it on just 2 stops to the end.
2 stops. And yeah, as we come down the back straightaway, we may as well take a look at your leaderboard right now as everyone's saving fuel still. NASCAR Boy 90 leading this race. He's been running up front for like as of late right now, obviously, and like yeah, made some like great challenges for the lead. And behind him in second place, Brown, and running in third right now is Sean after getting involved in that crash earlier, as did Brown. Fourth is Kimmy in the number 21, and wrapping up the top 5 is Axe, who caught himself in a couple of little wrecks earlier in the race, and that is your current top 5 right now. Subject to change, obviously, because these guys up front here have not went down pit road yet.
I'm kind of surprised to see that no one came in that time. That was kind of the lap you need to make it to, lap 27, if you wanted to go to the end. But no one came in that time, so we're riding on board with a car third in line. That's Discharged in the 17 machine. He is on his last car, but he's running third, running pretty good. His ass is out front leading. They're all still saving fuel. And again,
it looks like
everyone's staying out.
This is going to be a 2-stopper. As like we're at the point now where like yeah, you can finish this race on 2 pit stops. But yeah, let's check in on the guys who pitted a little earlier. Carter, Bubble, Ryder, and Anthony.
Carter is now ahead of Bubble, so I think Bubble might have lifted and let Carter ahead of him so they can work together. And then obviously Ryder and Anthony are going to be working together further back. So they're going to be pushing. We're going to keep an eye on the gap. I remember seeing earlier it was about 35.7 seconds was the gap. 34.5. They're going much faster than the group that is saving fuel. But it's going to be tough. You've got to save so much as Gas gets spun into the inside wall. That's going to be a caution out. Caution is out. Drivers coming into the pits, but pits are closed. Multiple drivers coming to the pits. They should all get penalized.
Yeah,
I think Kimmy's going to be the only one.
Huge trouble on the entry to pit road. And it looks like Kimmy was able to like stay out.
Discharge drives through the pits. Doesn't get any. He doesn't actually stop. Maybe everyone will be okay since they all pulled back out. They're all crossing the line to finish the race back.
But anyways, this is huge for the guys running in the back of Carter, Bubble, Ryder, and Axe, I think. Or no, not Axe. Shoot, who was it?
They're sending Discharge to the back for driving through the pits there. I think everyone else is good. Nass is, in fact, on his last car. We're going to try to get a view of what happened once again. It looks like possibly some lifting in the corners. A bit of a miscommunication between some drivers caused a caution right here, kind of in the middle of green flag pit stops. I think it would have been between Brown and Nass. That's where we would have seen it happen there on the exit of 3 and 4. Yep, looking here, there's Brown. Oh, he hits a bump and goes on the apron. He can't back out of it. Hits Nass. And that's front-end damage for Nass. That's a reset. He's going to be on his last car as everyone else drives into the pits and then promptly realizes they cannot do that. So they all stop and back up again. Discharge drives through the pit lane, and that's why he is starting at the back for this restart.
Yeah, I guess we can let that be a lesson to our viewers here. Always signal when you're going to pit, especially on a super speedway. Because if you don't, you're obviously going to end up in this situation, and you're also going to cause a lot of issues for the drivers behind you.
Yeah, and like you said, Tony, I mean, for Bubble, Ryder, Carter, Anthony, for those 4 drivers, they are set now. As we go back green here, those 4 drivers are all lined up on the inside. They can essentially pit at the same time as everyone else now and come out way, way ahead of the pack. And if they work together, they could stay ahead of the pack and not have any competition, just sort it out between those 4. Guaranteed a top 4 result without a caution. But we know how unlikely that is.
Yeah, they're on a different pit strategy, though. Anthony shoves Carter all the way down to the inside. Looks like Anthony is going to have to drop to the back here so he doesn't pass anyone below the yellow line.
Oh, there's still lots of saving going on. It's looking sketchy.
Yeah, as you said, like, those 4 drivers in the back, like, they're on a completely different strategy, which means they're going to stay out here. And as for the rest of these guys, they're going to have to pin. They're going to lose a lot of ground, basically giving those bomb for the advantage.
Remember, those that stayed out, or those that pit early, they can't make it on 2 stops. They probably need to pit with this group. As Nass gets into Bubble, they're sliding. There's going to be more contact with Brown, who's going to the inside wall. He's going to keep it out of it. Ryder up to the outside wall. Bubble's still sliding towards the inside wall. He keeps it out of it. Trying not to get damage. Anthony hits the inside wall. Is that Anthony out? Is that Ryder out? Ryder is out.
And Anthony Anderson also huge damage on that rear end of his race car. And I think that's the last car for Anthony, I think.
And for Ryder. That's got to be for both of them. They're both going to be out.
So they're both DNFing. Man, both drivers' days cut short.
Yeah, Anthony will be 10th, Ryder will be 9th, and we're down to 8 drivers left. I was telling you, it was starting to look sketchy, man. They were lifting a lot with cars behind not wanting to lift yet. And they came together into turn 1. It was kind of inevitable.
Also, an important thing to note, we didn't catch this on the broadcast, but Kimi came down pit road, and looks like he's all fueled up and pretty much has a fresh race car here. Oh, Axe.
Axe is given a DNF as well. So, wow.
Yeah, you can see it. Huge damage to that rear end. So, 3 DNFs in 1 accident.
Yeah, I see Kimi did go to the pits there at the back. That's wonderful for Kimi. It looks like Bubble and Nass just came together. They come back up. Contact with Brown. Brown keeps it out of the wall. Doesn't get a damage. Ryder hits the outside wall. Bubble keeps it off the wall.
If my first grade math checks out, we only have 7 drivers left in this race.
I think you're right about that. I'm not sure why Axe was given a DNF there. But nonetheless, that's what happened.
Final car too, right?
I don't think so. I keep a list of it. Axe was not on my list. Perhaps I missed something.
Huh.
But race control has spoken. Axe is out of the race, so we are, in fact, down to 7 cars.
If he didn't, like, lose a car earlier, then, like, I guess, like, there had to be, like, some sort of penalty or something. Because I guess, like, Axe did something, like, stupid during the wreck or anything. But, as we get the countdown from 5, green flag's back out, but I think we got a little problem here. I think Anthony Anderson is supposed to DNF here. He's still in this race for some reason.
Perhaps there was some confusion between Axe and Anthony because Anthony's still on the track. Axe is not. We really need to get some kind of something going here. That looks wrong to me because Anthony definitely has had damage twice.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for clarification from race control. But yeah, you can see like huge fuel saving going on here, and I think that's what's
Oh, and
causing
there's
like
more contact up front. Discharge saves it.
it has to be all that fuel saving that's causing like all this like mayhem up front here.
The pops on the
As
turn
well,
4 are ridiculous. Carter hit one and Nass hit one, and they almost crashed because of it.
yeah, everyone's just like checking up because like they're lifting off the throttle trying to save fuel.
Bubble
And like
just door
everyone's just
slammed
like
Carter.
running into each other basically. But we are now like 40% of the way through the race here as we come off turn number 2. Brown completely off the throttle, just relying on the push.
This is gonna cause
But
a
he's
wreck,
gonna have
man.
to
They keep
drop to
just
the
keep
back.
doing it. They can't keep doing this without wrecking. And I don't understand unless they're trying to make it a left 40 and stop on one stop, which would be insane.
Yeah, like lifting off the throttle like this is just like totally like unsustainable. Might be sustainable for your fuel, but as for your like physical race car, like you're just going to wreck both of your cars. As we can see in turn number 2 now, Sean on the outside. Looks like he's gonna merge back onto the inside as Carter jumps to the outside now. I'm scraping the wall there. Not quite sure what he's doing. But yeah, Bubbles up front here, followed by Anthony Anderson, who should have DNF following that wreck, but like he's still in this race for some reason. And it looks like we have 3 guys coming down pit road.
Oh, Nass has sped on pit
boy
lane. NASCAR Boy 90's
Carter.
a dominant force in this race, just sped on pit lane. He's gonna get a drive-through penalty for that.
Yeah, as you can see, based on like glowing red dot on his car, yeah, NASCAR Boy did indeed speed on pit road. He's gonna have to come down for a drive-through here. As for Carter and Beast, looks like a routine stops for both of them. 4 tires and Sunoco fuel.
I don't think Nass was able to get pit
like,
stops. I don't think Nass was able to refuel there.
Yeah, Nass like stopped twice. So I'm wondering if he like didn't like refuel like
And he didn't.
the first time.
I don't think he did the second time either because he just went going immediately again. Like I think Nass is gonna have to come back and do a drive-through and stop as well. As Bubbles, they just completely stopped on the front straightaway. Bubbles in the inside wall. That's a big hit for him. He's got front end damage. Surely caution comes out for that.
Track, and there's the caution. Oh yeah, as you said, yeah, Nass has to come down pit road, serve the drive-through, go back around the track, and then come back down the pits. Because you gotta remember, as per the rules, like you're not allowed to serve a drive-through the same time you come into the pit stall and actually pit. So yeah, Nass is going to have to come down pit road like 2 separate times. He's going to go 2 laps down essentially. As take folks to the race back here, it looks like Anthony Anderson is going to edge out Brown for the race back. But like, Anthony Anderson was like supposed to DNF like a few laps ago, but yeah, I guess he's still in this race apparently. So yeah, that's that. As we get confirmation from race control, Bubble is also on his last car. So we're gonna try to keep tabs on who has both of their cars left. I think Beast, Brown, and Kimmy are the only drivers in this field who still have their bonus car left. As for everyone else, yeah, the rest is pretty clear.
I mean, to me, I'm looking at a replay of that wreck. That looked more than a lift, man. That looked like Bubble just kind of slammed on the brakes. Like that looked really bad from the driver of the 48.
Yeah, these drivers just like cannot keep lifting off the throttle like that, because if they do, like, there's only going to be like one car finishing this race. As finally get the countdown from 5 here, ready to go back racing, and green flags back out at Escambia. Brown gets off to a rocket start as Sean follows suit. Bubble and Beast hugging that outside line as Carter is going to fall back up to the middle. And it looks like NASCAR is going to drop to the back here, as Bubble and Kimmy are trying to make something work on the outside, as, oh, Bubble just turns right there, nearly scrapes the wall, as Kimmy is going to come up, try to give him a little drafting help. As, oh, huge brake check from Brown, as Brown spins around the front straightaway.
Rear end damage for Brown. Caution is out, and Discharge wins the race back.
And I believe NASCAR came down pit road just as the caution came out, so I'm not sure, like, if he actually was on pit road, like, when they threw the cautions. We're going to have to see the replay here and see if he got on pit road before they pulled the trigger. If not, NASCAR boy's going to get sent to the back here.
Now, he was definitely on pit road before the caution, but the question is, oh, he's given a drive-through penalty, but I thought he was in the pits before the caution came out. Let's try to get a replay of that because, wow.
Yeah, as you can see, huge damage on that rear end of that number 96 Disney Pixar Cars Chevrolet. But yeah, I think that drive-through penalty, I think that was the drive-through from earlier that NAS still has to serve.
I see. Yeah, looking at the replay right there, it is so close between the, yeah, we get clarification. The drive-through is for the speeding, not for entering the pits under yellow.
Also, race control said that the red lights aren't accurate, so I think he's talking about the lights on pit road. Yeah, so yeah, NASCAR boy still has that penalty to serve, as it looks like we're all bunched up, ready to go back racing here as Escambia, as the green flag's back out.
Yeah, but remember, like we said, NAS had to pit and serve the drive-through. That was a good opportunity for get the pit stop out of the way. He does still have to serve that drive-through, but at least it's not a drive-through and a pit stop.
And yeah, also another thing to note, Anthony Anderson still in this race despite losing 2 of his cars already. At this point, I think race control may have just, like, reversed that call. So I guess Anthony Anderson is still in it. Yeah. As you
Oh,
see,
NASCAR Boy 90 coming into the pits. He got a big loose moment there. Careful not to speed this time. He's going very slow on the entry to serve his drive-through, and he's stopping in a box. So NASCAR Boy 90 stopping for fuel again. And he's still going to have to serve a drive-through penalty. Yeah, that's not going to serve it. You can't pit on your drive-through penalty.
Yeah, so that means he's going to have to come around for another lap and basically get, like, put 1 lap down by the rest of the field. Because, as AJ mentioned, you can't pit while you're serving a drive-through penalty. So, but, like, yeah, like, we also saw, like, NASCAR Boy, like, didn't get some fuel the first time he came down pit road. Like, he had to stop twice, but still wasn't able to get fuel. So, yeah, maybe that might have been, like, stuff where he finally got fuel to that race car, and now he has to come back and like start that drive-through.
I like to keep an eye on him here. He's running around the back straightaway. As up front, we are single file on the inside lane. Discharge is dropping to the back on the apron. He's had enough of the lead. As Carter shoots up the track right there on the entry. Maybe he just missed the turn-in, but he's going to lose some spots due to that. Kimmy's going to pass him. So change of position there for fourth as Bubble looked to the outside of Brown there for a minute, but it couldn't quite happen.
Looked like Sean is coming down pit road. As you can also see up there, NASCAR Board 90 serving that drive-through penalty. Looks like he's going to be one lap down.
Yeah, but he should be in the
back to Sean here.
He should be in the draft of that pack though. He might be able to get some time back.
So it's going to be a routine stop for Sean here. It looks like 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel.
Caution is out. What has happened?
Caution is out.
Oh, Carter has front end damage. He's running as Carter has front end damage, and Brown does too, and that means Brown is out.
And yeah, we can see huge damage on that number 96. And Brown Moons is officially out of this race. As we are about halfway through the race. And we only have half of the field left, believe it or not. And Carter on his final car.
Yeah, so out of the 7 cars remaining in this race, 5 of them are on their last car. I think the only 2 that are not are going to be Beast and Kimmy.
Yep, Beast and Kimmy. I'll see. I think the 2-car, 2-car like limit here. I think it's a little too low for like super speedways. I mean, honestly, I think like maybe I like. Short track, road course, intermediate, like anywhere else, like 2 cars is suitable enough. But I think 2 cars at super speedway is just like too low as we go back green flag racing.
But go green. NASA's not ready. He's being left in the dust. He's sitting still. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. I think it is perfect for all the tracks, but the drivers need to not be lifting so extremely and hitting the brakes that they're causing each other to wreck. I think this is more driver error than normal number of resets.
Well, if this is driver error, we're sure seeing a lot of driver error today from pretty much everyone. So, yeah, we're back underway here. 7 cars left in this race. NASCAR boy all the way in the back for some reason. Not quite sure what happened there, but he's out.
He just did not go on the restart right there. So he's well behind the pack. He's going to hope for another caution. As we begin lap 43, we are in the second half of this race. 6 cars in this main pack right now. Probably going to see some more pit stops before the end. As Carter's lifting once again, dropping back into third, just barely clear discharge. That's the kind of close call I'm talking about. You know, it's lap 43. There's no reason to cut it that close. That's why we've seen so many wrecks.
Yeah, just a lot of chaos brewing here. As looks like NASCAR Boy 90 disconnected from the race. So it looks like he's going DNF, and we have 6 cars left in this race now. That is less than half of the 13 cars that initially started this race. Holy smokes.
Oh, and there's more contact. Anthony's going to be out. He comes back up the track. There's some more contact
on the front end of that number 09. And looks like
Kimmy was stuck behind
is out of this race. Yep.
Kimmy was stuck behind Anthony, but he managed to escape with no damage. That's huge for Kimmy, who still has both cars. Beast did as well. Now Bubble on the raceback. He's pushing Carter around the outside of Discharge. We're going to be side by side coming to the raceback as Bubble looking to possibly go 3 wide around the outside. Trying to get that run. Trying to get a little bit of side draft. Coming to the line. It's going to be pretty close right here. Discharge has it.
Sean's going to get it barely. 17 milliseconds separating him and Carter.
Yeah, and just another 33 back to Bubble. So half a tenth of a second between the top 3. That was a great race back.
Yeah, it was a crazy race back, but with Anthony DNF, we only got 5 cars left in this race.
Put me in there.
You just throw anyone in a race car and just like let them drive at this point. Now everyone's basically guaranteed a top 5 finish now.
Yeah, it would take something dramatic. I think you'd have to get a DQ'd and not get finished in the top 5 here. So, unfortunate for Anthony, he's gonna be credited with 6th. Honestly, not a terrible finish. You know, just any other race you finish 6th, you're like, okay, that was solid. He'll probably be a little disappointed though to be out of the race. Second in the championship, he's gonna finish behind Bubble guaranteed. So, not ideal for him.
Honestly, like whether you agree or not that like 2 cars is too low, there's going to be like a long evaluation after this race with only 5 cars left. But anyways, the green flag's waving and we are back underway at Escambia as Bubble immediately jumps to the outside here as Sean and Carter bang doors coming through turn number 1. Bubble looking to capitalize on this. He pushes Carter as everyone goes up the racetrack.
Oh, he makes contact with Discharge there. Now here comes Kimmy on the outside. He's going to give a push to Bubble.
Yeah, odd move by Bubble. He tried going for a hold that did not exist as they're 4 wide coming into turn number 3.
Kimmy with the run on the outside. He's getting that high line, or the middle line right now. He's going to tuck back in behind the 48 car. Now 48 car is up the track. Kimmy is probably going to be in the best spot right here in the front straightaway with the run.
Yep.
Oh, Bubble just shoots way ahead. Bubble leads that lap. I didn't even see him over there. But the run off the top was pretty huge from Bubble.
It looks like they're going to go 2 by 2 now as Bubble and Kimmy fall back there on the outside. Carter and Sean working in a tandem. Looks like Bubble and Kimmy and Beast are going to come back down to the inside. Bubble has a huge run there. Won't waste no time driving to the front as he hops back onto the outside now. Just playing by that strategy we mentioned earlier, using the momentum from the top and just like using the draft from everyone down the inside. But it looks like it's not going to quite work for Bubble now as Beast is kind of like giving in his way there. As Carter being a little spicy and dicey on Sean's rear bumper there. As Sean jumps up to the outside, as does Carter.
Kimmy go to the inside here. A lot of momentum for that 21 machine. He's looking for the lead right here.
Yeah, it's coming on bounce stretch. 2 by 2 by 1. As Bubble forcing it 3 abreast now, coming into turn number 3. Sean's going to follow Bubble on the outside as Kimmy and Carter racing side by side, but now it looks like Carter's going to drop to the back behind Kimmy. As Bubble coming down, trying to pick off the draft from Carter and Kimmy. And Bubble forcing it 3 wide again. And it looks like Bubble is now going to be in the race lead.
Carter's going to clear out, but Bubble has got a big run off the top. He's lifting here. He's going to let Carter stay ahead for right now. Carter assumes the lead.
Push. As they come to turn number 3 now, Bubble still on the back bumper of Carter, giving him that huge push from the outside. as Carter comes up there with him. Coming off turn number 4. Kimi, Beast, and Sean trying to make something work back there as we are now officially 60% of the way through the race. Carter jumps to the inside. Carter's slow for some reason. Back on the throttle. Looks like he's just dropping to the back. Although, honestly, there's not much, like, stakes in doing so because, like, there's only, like, 5 cars left in this race. And, like, even if you wreck out, you're guaranteed a top 5.
Yeah, look at him, Bubble here. He got the telemetry pulled up. He's full throttle right now. I was interested to see if Bubble was going to lift off or not. Kind of get back into the pack again. We're closing in on lap 50. And as Bubble coming into the pits right here, multiple cars in the pits.
Kimi and Beast coming down pit road. It looks like Kimi a little too hot.
Oh, it's perfect. Kimi with a better pit entry than Bubble.
Yeah, I was afraid like he was coming in too hot.
Bubble side drafted Kimi in the pits. The side draft script activated, and it gave Kimi. It messed up Kimi. He started losing speed. But on the pit exit, now Bubble's out ahead. Kimi should get down there and try to side draft him in the pits. Bubble wins that race off of pit lane.
Someone on pit road.
Speaking of side drafting, side by side for the lead up here. Carter ahead of Discharge.
Yeah, it looks like they're not trying to like push each other. So, seems like Bubble, Beast, and Kimi are not going to have a very hard time catching up to these guys here, as we now have 30 laps to go in this race. Yeah, it's interesting to see. These are the 2 guys up here, Carter and Sean. They aren't like working together at all with the draft. I mean, obviously you can see Sean like trying to like use the draft for like its intended purpose to like try and pass Carter, but like that, like, yeah, he's trying to like pass Carter and is not able to get working. He's just like burning up fuel at this point.
I think that's Carter coming to the pits. Yep.
Coming down pit road. A little too hot.
Oh,
and that is a speeding penalty for Carter. The guy who's been leading a lot of laps this race. Looks like he's going to come into his stall. Looks like it's going to be a routine stop. But not a routine stop. Or a drive-through, as I should say. As, yeah, he's going to have to come back around, drop through the pits, and then back out again. But yeah, that is surely going to screw over Carter a lot here.
And that's a shame because he had a great stop. Like, look how far ahead he is of Bubble and Kimi. So he would have assumed the lead after all the pit stops, but he's going to have to serve a drive-through, unfortunately for him. So let's watch Discharge. Is he coming in the pits yet? No, he's still going to keep running around by himself. So after the pits, we'll have to see where Discharge comes out, but Carter, who's out well in front of Bubble, will not be the leader because he has to serve a drive-through penalty.
Yeah, if you look at, pay attention to Sean's telemetry here, you can see him like lifting on like straightaways. I mean, like, obviously he's running out there with like no drafting help, so like honestly at that point, like, just quit saving fuel and just like come down pit road and top it off.
As Carter does go back into the pits again, he's making a stop. No, he keeps going. He doesn't stop. He almost stopped right there. That would have nullified his serving of the drive-through penalty.
Yeah, might have just like forgotten like why he came down there in the first place. Just like, oh yeah, I have to make a pit stop. Wait, hold on, I'm doing a drive-through. And just like pulls back out. Yeah. Corraz's drive-through served, but the penalty is very clear.
He's going to be well behind the pack now with that. As we're going to keep an eye on both Discharge and Bubble and Kimmy and Beast. I can't tell if Beast is in the draft still, those 2 cars ahead of him. He should be. He's about 3.5 seconds off the back of Kimmy. He should still be just getting the draft as Kimmy slides through turn 1. Saves it, comes back up the track. Oh, is he lagging? He's got damage. That's huge, huge damage for Kimmy. Caution is out.
What was going on there? He's just driving up and down
I think he might have been disconnected because he's still full throttle. And now he has control of his car again. That might be a lag caution. Oh, and he respawned his car right in front of Carter. And Carter has damage from that. What's the ruling on that?
Bro. Yeah, that is...
Oh, and Carter's paying him back.
That might be revenge from the first time, but...
I think we might just want to call it even after that one.
Yeah, just call it even. Like, Kimmy lagged out there, like, in all seriousness, like... Yeah, we get confirmation from race control. Kimmy still has his 2 cars because of the lag, and Carter is not affected. But yeah, a little scuffle there looked like something straight out of Looney Tunes.
Either way, I'll tell you who that does affect. That really affects Discharge in the 17 car. He still needs to come into the pits one more time to make it to the end, I believe.
Yeah, Discharge or Sean. Yeah, like as you said, like he's just gonna be like a sitting duck here. Yeah, he hasn't pitted yet, and like I mean, I was saying it earlier, and I kind of like knew like something like this was coming. Like he had to like come down pit road, like if he had like 0 drafting help, but chose to stay out, and he may now have to suffer the consequences.
I believe we've just got to wait on Kimmy to get his scheme. And then we should hopefully get back to green here pretty soon.
Yeah, also, I guess while we're here, might as well just give a kudos to Beast here. So has his 2 cars left, and like I think he got involved in a couple incidents earlier, but like yeah, he still kept that like race car like squeaky clean. Like that's like the car he like started with at the beginning of the race. So yeah, just like great driving by Beast here. I mean, like obviously he's a huge favorite on these super speedways. Maybe we'll see him have a huge chance to win here, especially with just 5 cars left. As looks like Kimmy got a scheme here. We're just waiting for race control.
And I think if you're any one of these 5 drivers, I mean, there's only 5 drivers left in the race. Like, if you're any one of these guys, you're thinking, I've got a shot to win today. 2 out of the 5 remaining drivers are your winners from the first 2 races. Carter, who's currently in 5th. He won the opening race at Daytona, and then Bubble dominated Las Vegas. Definitely had the best pace there. And then we've got 3 other drivers. Kimmy, fan favorite, Discharge, who won a race last season, and then Beast as well. So the 5 drivers who all have a great legacy here in the Bubbles Cup Championship, ready to duel it out as Bubble jumps out of his car.
Yeah, Bubble respawning his car for some reason. Yeah, not quite sure the reasoning behind that.
And I think he forgot to spawn the car with the extra speed boost for Bubble.
But anyways, we've got countdown from 5 here. The green flag is back out, and we are underway once again here at Escambia. As Bubble gets off to a rocket start here, Sean's going to try to hug the inside coming through turn number 1. Carter's going to come down with it. He's given a little bit of drafting help. But I mean, if you remember, these 2 earlier were not playing nice with each other during the whole pit cycle. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see the dynamic of these 2 drivers. As we
Bubble squeezes to the outside there. We were on board with the 48 car. He gets it done to the outside. But again, that inside lane pulls in the corner.
Bubble, especially considering that Bubble also has 1 car left.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think if
coming
he
up
as he makes
Bubble
contact with Discharge, he almost
slams
lost it
into
right there.
17.
You see
Once
is
this
that
like turns,
that
once
car.
this turns into something similar like Talladega Nights, where like no one finishes the race,
Very well
like
could
it
turn
comes out
into
the
that. We've seen
wire.
some cars spin out by themselves. It's not an impossibility.
Oh, Carter!
Oh, Carter gets hit
How'd
by
you say
Kimmy.
that? Carter door slams the number 21. He's spinning around.
He's in reverse. It looks like there's not going to be any caution. He's going to be able to keep going, but now he's in a really
trying
rough
to get the
spot
car
because
spun
he's going to
around.
need. There he goes. He's got it figured out. He's going to be out of the draft though. He's going to need one of 4 cars to wreck for him to have another chance at this.
Yeah, we're 25 laps to go in this race, but as we cross the line, we are now 24 laps to go. As you can see, Bubble dropping to the back as Kimmy gives Sean a huge push there. The 2 Ford teammates working together. As it looks like Bubble is going to give a little draft to Beast, who is his Chevrolet teammate. It looks like it might be a little battle of the manufacturers here as we come out of turn number 2.
Yeah, he's going to drop all the way back behind Beast to push the number 8 car. And as you mentioned, out in front, it's going to be Kimmy and Discharge, the 2 Fords out front. The 2 Chevys chasing him down.
Yeah, Beast, Bubble, and the 2 Fords working together to just basically, yeah, just run the race and like stay off trouble. Let's go off turn number 2 now. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see like the closing stages of the race.
This comes a move for the lead. Discharge down on the bottom. Bubble's going to go with Discharge so that manufacturer line's broken up for a split second there. Then Bubble tucks back into line. Now we're getting some movement down to the bottom of the track.
As Beast does move down to the inside.
It's a big push coming to the back of Discharge. Where does Beast go? He looks to the outside. Discharge tries to cover it off. Kimmy to the inside. We're going to go 3 wide here for the lead. Oh, but Kimmy's stuck behind.
Bubble's going to tuck in behind the 2 Fords. Give Kimmy a little push here. As Kimmy delivers it to Sean. It looks like Beast is just going to fall back here. As Carter is a whole straightaway behind these 4 other drivers. Bubble falling back. Trying to like build up momentum on the outside and get that huge like speed boost coming off the high side, but everyone else goes up to the outside.
They're keeping him from getting the draft. They're all avoiding, keeping Bubble from getting the draft on the straightaway. But you see, Bubble almost gets all that ground back.
I think they know what Bubble's trying to do, and they're just trying to like minimize the effects as much as they can.
It's going to be tough, though, because the run Bubble gets is huge off the top. As this time he's wise to it. He's staying in the draft here. I'd say give it about another lap. Maybe by turn 1, Bubble's going to be very close.
Yeah, it looks like off of turn number 4 right here, this might be it. But yeah, as you can see, everyone is like snaking all over the place, just trying to like avoid Bubble getting the draft here. As it looks like Sean's going to drop back to second. As it looks like Beast is going to lead for the first time this race. As Bubble jumps back up to the high side, trying to get like that speed boost coming off turn number 2.
He's a lot closer this time.
No one's taking on the back straightaway here. as Bubble jumps back up to the high side again. It looks like Sean's going to drop to the back here. But now Bubble is side by side, Kimi and Sean. He's going to have a huge boost come down the front straightaway. Gets the draft from Kimi.
He's trying to push Kimi, but he missed.
There. Gives Kimi a huge push here. Kimi
Oh, he's going to wreck him. They're wrecking the field. Beast down the track. He saves it. He's going to save it. No, further damage. Caution is going to be out. Carter is saved.
And as you can see, huge damage on the front end, and now huge damage on the rear end of that number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet.
As there's a move being made for the race back, Kimi side by side with Bubble. Looking to the inside here.
Beast. Now on his last car, which is such a shame because, like, he had, like, a very clean race car for, like, these, like, first, well, like, 60 laps of the race. And, I mean, obviously, still has one car left, but, like, it's really a shame to just see him lose a car like that. But with Beast down a car, that means Kimi is the only driver left in this race who has 2 cars left. Obviously, excluding the little incident he had with Carter earlier.
I gotta say, that one's on Bubble. He was trying to push Kimi. He was not square. He hooked Kimi into Beast, and Beast spun and got front end damage. I'd say Carter was definitely saved by that. So really good there for Carter and his chances to come back.
Also, I'd like to point out too, with Beast down a car now, this gives Kimi with a huge advantage. Like, Kimi's the only driver that has 2 cars left, so he can be, like, a lot more aggressive, and can still have, like, 1 car left over in case, like, everyone else wrecks. So, yeah, I bet there's a lot of confidence with that number 21 United States Air Force Ford, as we are back green flag racing, and looks like a false start there.
That was an odd situation on the restart.
Backing up. We've had 13 cautions today, and we're not quite sure if there's going to be any more, but yeah, just like a lot of like carnage today. But yeah, it looks like everyone lined back up. Just waiting for the command from race control. I honestly love to do a little caution trivia right now, but everyone's lined up and ready to go. So, yeah.
Getting a bit of an extended pause here under caution, waiting to see the green flag fly.
Yeah, these drivers just sitting on the line, just anxiety building up, just waiting for that green flag to fly again.
Bubble moves a little bit. Carter's backed way up.
I think Carter might be AFK right now. Oh, looks like he's back in it as countdown from 5. Finally ready to go back racing here. And green flag back out at Escambia. We are now 18 laps to go in this race. Bubble hugs that outside line as everyone else strings out on the inside coming off turn number 2. Bubble jumps out to the inside using that huge speed boost from the outside. All that momentum carrying over. It looks like Sean's going to drop to the back here. Bubble and Beast and Sean now. We're going to try out that little speed boost as Carter bumps Kimi up the racetrack, looking for the race lead. Side by side coming off turn number 4.
A little bit of side drafting going on there between the leaders. Would like to mention, did we have an exact tie across the line right there? According to our leaderboard, we did.
0
Kimi,
second.
Kimi is the only driver who is not on their last car right now. Every other driver, if they have an incident, they are out of the race.
Yeah, but I mean, like with Kimi, like exceptions can be made if it's like lag. Or I mean, honestly, like I guess like these drivers will do pretty much like anything. They'll just like stay in this race. But like with the 2-car advantage, like Kimi like can be like a lot more aggressive and doesn't have to like suffer as much consequences. Like hypothetically speaking, Kimi could just like wreck the whole field right now and he'll like win this race.
Hypothetically, you know, Bubble would probably ban him for life. Is Bubble making a big move here? Through the middle, splitting the difference, takes the lead. A nice move there from the 48.
Yeah, meanwhile, Sean and Beast trying to work together in the back there. As, Carter slams the wall trying to stay in Bubble's draft, and it looks like that's going to open the door for Kimi.
Carter's kind of all over the place right now. He's lifting a little bit.
Second. And if I am not mistaken, I think a couple of drivers may still have to pit.
I'm not sure. We're going to see. We're coming to 15 to go. It's about to get exciting with potentially any fuel saving that might have to be done, or if we can push all the way. There's lots of switchback going on here between Kimi and Bubble. Bubble defending the lead pretty aggressively right now.
As I was saying, we saw a couple of guys opting for the 2-stop strategy earlier, but we're not quite sure if that's going to still be the case because I know Bubble and Bubble I think, and a couple of other guys pitted earlier than normal, so they might be on the 3-stop strategy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see here in this closing 15 laps if these guys have any racing fuel left in their car. But, yeah, only one way to find out, really, as we're now 14 laps to go in this race.
Oh, a big push right there. There's a little bit of lifting going on in the corners now, as top 3 are really starting to get racy here with 14 to go. Starting to get antsy. We could see another caution. Hopefully not, but the way they're driving right now, I could see it happening. Here comes a move. Kimi pushing Carter to the outside of Bubble. We're side by side for the lead.
Yeah, and except for Kimi, like any wrong move at this point, and it's over for any of those drivers. But Carter trying to utilize the side draft here, coming off turn number 4. I was trying to grab a little momentum on the outside. It still looks like Kimi's going to fall to the back here, drop him behind Sean. As Bubble looking to block Carter up the racetrack as he comes back down. Carter is seeing duck on the outside.
Yeah, he's looking for some magic up there, hoping for a big run.
Going for like what's basically a Mario Kart boost panel. Yeah, I think he might have found it, but I don't think that's enough to like close the gap. But everyone is lifting.
He's going to the inside of Beast there.
The inside Beast forces Beast up to the middle.
Pushes Kimi up. He's going to get past Kimi.
Outside. A little bump and run there.
I don't think he meant to do that. He's trying to lift and push Kimi, but they're kind of awkwardly coming together right now.
Yeah, he's trying to run him up to the outside wall, trying to put a little pressure on him. Like you
There's
can see, they're
door banging.
trading pace
Oh,
here on
there's
the outside.
almost contact with Discharge. Discharge lifting as Carter was coming down. That was sketchy for a second. As now the pack has moved to the top, and they're sliding back down. Bubble coming back down. He is not clear. He's got to leave the space for Carter. Now he's clear. Oh, as Kimmy hits some bumps into the outside wall, he's going to keep it going straight.
Yeah, everyone getting a little too squirrely at this point, especially with Carter trying to like intimidate everyone else with those like 2 moves there on the front straightaway. But it looks like Carter and Beast, Bubble are going to try to get that momentum from the outside. Going to try to turn it over here on the front straightaway.
Kimmy got clear right there.
Behind the trap of Kimmy, that's the number 48 Bubble linked to the outside now.
Here comes a huge push to Discharge though.
Sean and Beast. Never mind. Looks like Sean's going to tuck that down to the inside. I thought they were going to work together as Beast follows suit. Let's come down the back straightaway now. Oh, a little lift from that number 48 car. Another one.
Oh, big lift right there.
Kimmy on the outside. Kimmy and Bubble now side by side, but Kimmy is going to fall back. As they're all single
Bubble
file.
slides up the track. Carter gets there. He's to his inside.
Well, let's see how long it'll last, because I think Bubble just got to the high side just in time there for that momentum to kick in. Looks like it's not going to be enough. Looks like Bubble's going to be stuck there on the high side. As we are now officially 10 laps to go in this race, with 5 cars left.
There's a little bit of side drafting going on up front and a little bit of lifting. Bubble's going to love to see that. Bubble's got good momentum here. Looking in the back of Beast. Giving a push to that 8 car. Going to the outside right there.
Yeah, huge shove to that number 8. Carter's going to try to come up and block, but it's not going to be enough. As Beast gets along the right door of Carter. As Beast and Bubble hang on the outside here, as looks like Sean has a whole margin between him and Kimmy there on the inside. Has come off turn number 2 now. Beast and Bubble is still trying to work together here. As Bubble giving a huge shove to Beast down the back straightaway. Lots of momentum. As looks like Sean's going to follow suit on the outside. Kimmy and Carter are just sitting on the inside here. Let's see if Bubble and Beast are going to try to get that little boost there off the outside. As we're now on 8 laps to go in this race. Beast and Bubble are able to close the gap, but not quite able to make a move just yet. Meanwhile, Sean just riding in the back for some reason. As they come out of turn number 2 now. Bubble looking to the inside, as does Beast. Are they able to make a move here? Looks like yes they will. Beast to the outside, as is Bubble. Not able to make a move for a lead just yet.
Sean is lifting a ton on straightaways. I wonder if he's still got to save fuel.
Yeah, I think Sean might have been one of those guys who like pitted earlier than usual.
I think he might have actually pit around like 40 something. So he probably has to save a lot as there's contact between Beast and Bubble. A little bit of a sideways moment there, but they save it.
There. As we're now officially on 7 laps to go in this race. The 2 Chevrolet teammates trying to make something happen with that momentum on the outside, but not quite able to make it work just yet.
And I can't really stuck together in the corners, that's going to hurt their run on the straightaways because they come disconnected on the entry to the corners, and it's really not helping them. Because you see every time discharges back to the inside, like they're not getting a ton of momentum doing this because of the way they keep getting disconnected. Oh, now they're going to run the bottom.
Try to get a little side draft off Carter here. They're side by side. Looks like Beast is going to edge out Carter for the race lead, but who's he going to pick to push him? Bubble or Carter? Coming down the front straightaway, the 36 now side by side with the number 8. Bubble delivers a huge push to that number 8 car. Beast, the fan favorite, now in the race lead. Bubble is not quite clear of that 36. As they come off turn number 4 now. 5 laps to go in this race. Beast and Bubble now out front, running 1-2 respectively, as the 4 teammates of Sean, Kimmy, and the Chevrolet of Carter trying to make something happen.
Bubble.
As it looks like Bubble, oh, not quite just yet. Oh, still trying to work together with Beast here. Like, now's not the time to make that race-winning move.
Yeah, these two have single-handedly moved and run to the top, but now Bubble to the bottom. That's super early, as you mentioned. He's dragged Beast to the middle. The rest of the pack stays disciplined on the top. They're going to have a huge run coming down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I think Beast lost a little momentum there trying to go to the middle, so he's not going to have, like, the full advantage of the outside. As Bubble snakes down the racetrack to try and break that draft.
Now Carter with momentum.
Beast.
And Kimmy's going to follow him.
Reabreast. And it looks like Carter is back into the race lead as Kimmy puts Beast into the outside wall here, coming off turn number 2.
He's getting a big push from Bubble here. Carter coming up to block. He can't quite block that run. We're back to 2x2. As now they're all running each other up the track. Carter's trying to still get the high line.
At this point, it's just a game of cat and mouse. Who can defend the best and who can use the run to the fullest advantage as they come off turn number 4 now. We're now 3 laps to go. Bubble still working with Beast here. Not going to make that move just yet. But yeah, the field now tightly packed up as they're pushing each other on that outside from turn 1 and 2. Now coming off turn number 2. Oh, looks to the inside, tucks back in behind Beast, lures another shot to his rear bumper.
Here on lap 78 out of 80, this is what we've waited. 77 laps of stop, start, and wrecking, and cars getting out of the race. There's 5 cars left, and they are putting on a show as we go through 3 and 4, coming around to see 2 to go.
Off turn number 4 now. As Agent mentioned, we are now officially 2 laps to go.
Want to remind everybody of the Bubbles Cup overtime rules. If a caution comes out, even on the white flag, they will do 1 overtime attempt, just 1. As there was a big move there, Bubble went to the inside to cover off Carter and Kimmy, and that left Beast out to drive. But Beast, he's going to have a push now. He's pushing Kimmy.
Yeah, Beast is now the one pushing as he drops all the way back to 4th place. As Carter trying to challenge Bubble for the race win here, as Kimmy still pushing Carter. Carter and Bubble side by side coming through turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Bubble not quite clear of Carter. Everyone ditches Bubble on that inside. Bubble trying to squeeze him off the track. White flag in the air here at Escambia. Carter and Bubble still side by side. Carter edging out ahead of them as we go into turn number 1.
Kimmy.
Sean jumps to the inside, trying to take advantage.
Kimmy's staying on the top. He's staying disciplined. He's going to have a good run coming to
Carter
it.
Still trading paint as Sean jumps to the race lead. He's been hanging in 5th for all these closing laps. He's now finally made his move. Down the back straightaway here. Sean choosing who to block. He blocks Beast. Bubble gets a run. Carter and Kimi trading paint as we come into turn number 3.
They're trying to get a run. Carter is going to push Kimi.
Inside. Bubble.
There's going to be one big run. Here comes Kimi.
Side draft. Kimi has a huge run. Is he going to try to thread the needle? Coming to the line. Beast with a huge run. But Sean is going to come through and win his first ever Bubbles Cup Series race here at Escambia.
That's a good win for Discharge. I would like to mention, I do believe he has one before.
Oh, one before? I'm sorry. But anyways, Sean wins at Escambia. And I gotta be honest, that was just like a masterclass move there. Like, coming through turn number 1. Like, everyone is just fighting each other. Sean takes advantage of that by jumping to the inside and takes control of the race just like in a snap like that.
And yeah, he was sitting in 5th that whole time, and then when it came down to it, he made the move on the inside when he had to and gets it done. Very well done there from driver of the 17.
Yeah, but anyways, once again, 5 cars out of the 13 that started finished this race. I'm sure like there's going to be a lot that needs to be said during the post-race debrief, but for now, it is quitting time for Sean here as he comes to the start-finish line to take checkered flag.
As our finishing order is going to be Discharge with the win. Beast comes home 2nd. Kimi 3rd, Bubble 4th, Carter 5th, Anthony 6th, Nass is 7th, Brown 8th, Axe is 9th, Ryder 10th, Corey 11th, and then Cut and Ford both being disqualified. They're going to score 0 points. So your championship leader, Bubble, ends up 4th. Discharge, Beast, and Kimi close the gap. Carter back in the points, and Anthony as well. So lots of heavy hitters scoring in the points today.
Yeah, lucky for these 5 drivers, they're able to finish. And also, like, once again, like, another, like, very consistent points day for Bubble. It's kind of disputed because, like, he is the league owner, so, like, he knows these cars a little more than his competitors. But, anyway, Sean here at the start-finish line. Yeah, just fantastic victory for that number 17 team. And, yeah, let's see if he's going to try to burn it down here. He just stopped on the front stretch.
I think he's just going to sit there. I'd love to hang out for a second, see if we can get a couple interviews. We're going to give him probably just a couple minutes here. And then we'll wrap up this broadcast for the 3rd race of Season 5 Bubbles Cup.
And
I think that's going to be it. Yep.
Yep.
Well, thank you for joining me, Tony. That is going to conclude our coverage here for the 3rd round of Season 5 of the Bubbles Cup Championship here at Escambia Super Speedway. As always, this coverage is brought to you by Builderbrain, the cutting-edge AI study tool. Head over to builderbrain.ai to ace your classes and win back your weekend, and then make sure to tune in next Sunday, probably moved back to 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the 4th race of the 5th season of Bubbles Cup. I've been your host, AJJF. It's been a pleasure. And